Hey guys, it's Miss Mandy again, and I'm back again with another interesting story. So, because of these few videos with these few stories, our inbox is flooded, and we need to try as much as possible to filter so we can see the most urgent stories because people are going through a lot, and we don't want people committing suicide and later we say, this person had even texted us. So we make sure we are able to filter and see the ones that are most urgent. Also, I'd like to thank each and every person that has been commenting and giving advice to the people. We really appreciate it. They really appreciate it. And hopefully they might come through to give their testimonies, or they might share their testimonies with us after this. So today we have, once again, another interesting story. And as usual, I'm going to be reading out the story whilst I give some advice, whilst we point out some life lessons, and we learn from these stories as well. It's not about only us giving advice. We also learn because it might happen to any one of us. So I'm just going to go right into the story. So here we go. Hi, Miss Mandy. This is Dash. So she says, I'm going through a very devastating point in my life. I am 25 years old, and this is the point in my life where I had wished I was in a relationship with one person, a stable relationship with one person that I know will lead into marriage. Well, I understand. I am turning 25 as well. And this is that time. This is that time frame, that time period in a girl's life where you feel like you need to settle down, you need to know who's going to be your husband. And according to, especially us who live in Osaka, it's not that easy. It's not that easy to know. So I understand the point in life that she's in. But they always end up hurting me. Been there, sis. Been there. I don't even know how to say it, but been there. It's hard. So she says after she broke up with her ex, she got into a relationship with a man who is way older than her dating range. I'm the type of person who would date people who are 28 to maximum 35. But I'm dating someone who's 15 years older than me. Oh wow. I'm not going to judge you for this. There are so many things that would lead people into dating older people or older men. Also, girls have this very notion of saying it's better to date older men because they are more mature and so yeah. And I've seen quite a number of girls who are going through situations just like you. They tend to want to date older men and not younger men because they feel like younger men are more demanding, and if you want to be peaceful, you have to date someone who's older. And okay, so continuing, she says, the first time I met this man, he was very truthful. He told me about his 3 kids, which are all from different women. He told me he was undergoing a divorce. Wait, first. 3 kids, 3 different women, undergoing a divorce. Okay. I this is now sounding interesting because I want to go through and I want to know how long these guys have been dating. I want to know if this divorce has happened or not. Now this is getting interesting, you know? So she says, I've been asking him for a long time if he has divorced this woman who was actually not a Zambian woman. He always keeps on saying, no, the court process is complicated. She doesn't want to sign the divorce papers and all of that. He actually told me they have never lived in a house together. They are married, but they've never lived in a house together. But they are married, but they've never lived in a house together. Okay, maybe this was an arranged marriage of some sort. Okay, so he works in a very big institution and he doesn't stay in one place. So he moves from different places, and this is why him and his wife have never lived in one place, including his kids. So to cut the story short, I have listened to each and everything. I have accepted things that are beyond my morals. It's complicated, but let's go into it. Let's see. Let us see more. So you are telling us that this man was married, going through a divorce. He never lived with his wife because he works in a big institution that requires him to move from place to place. So you've been to his house, but most of your meetings are either in the guest house or in the lodge. And now he has moved you out from the house you used to rent with your friends for you to start staying alone because he's paying for that house and it's easier for him to visit you at any time. Sis, how come that wasn't a red flag? But anyway, this is love. We're talking about love. Love is blind, you know? It's blind. So here we go. She says, I started getting frustrated because at some point he wasn't around and I was asked to house sit his house because his nephews were there, so I needed to take care of them. He was out of the country. So when I went there, I was staying there with the nephews, and now the house he had made me move into was near his house. So it was always easy for me to go and visit, knowing that he doesn't have a wife because I stayed there for 2 weeks. Then fast forward, something happened at his house and I needed to go and check what happened. So it was very fishy because he asked me to ask someone to go and check and not me. So when I asked where am I going to okay, they might recognize you. So in your head, what are you thinking? What were you thinking? Like in your head, like, so what if they recognize me? He's your boyfriend, right? Anyways, let's go into this. So I decided to go there because I'm naive. So I decided to go there and check out what's going on my own. When I reached, I found a lady. And I asked her that I came to check for some specific thing that I was sent. So in my mind, I was just thinking these are just like normal visitors. But then when she caught her phone, I could see her wallpaper. There was a picture of him and her. Okay. To my surprise, I knew his wife was not an African woman. She was a white. But this woman I found was actually an African woman, a Zambian woman. I feel like crying right now. Okay, girls, we go through a lot. Hey. Okay. So fast forward, I felt very low. I was so down. I couldn't even confront the woman because I didn't know what happened. And I'm a person that respects other people. He could be the one playing us, and she has no idea about it. So I just decided to leave and go. When I went home, I sent him a message and asked him, "Who's the woman at your house?" And he blocked me. Yeah? This story is now just getting so emotional and deep because she is asking a question. Why are you blocking her? Why can't you answer the question? So I'm talking about a person who was not in Zambia at the moment, and then he decided to block me. So it took a week for me to communicate with him again. I just noticed I could now see his profile picture, and now my messages on WhatsApp were double ticked, meaning he was now working, and he was my source of money. He paid my house, he paid for everything, he did for everything for me. But at this point, I got to realize that I needed to start doing things for myself. You know, this is very common. It happens a lot here in Lusaka, where a man would, no, move out of your parents' house, move out of your boarding house, move out, I'll be paying. But we always forget to think about what happens in the future. So what happens when we break up and I'm not working? I'm just a thank you boyfriend type of person. What happens when situations like this happen? Will you pack your bags and go back to your friend's house, the friends that you left? Will you pack your bags and go back to your mother's house after telling them you're a grown-ass woman, now you can pay for yourself? This is why it's important for us ladies to always work on ourselves first before putting men first. You need to work on yourself. Because imagine a situation like that happens and you are a hard-working person, you earn your own money, you work, you have a good job. It won't affect you. You continue living in your own house knowing you can afford to pay for it. So she says, fast forward, things like this continued happening. And I finally got myself a job, but this wasn't, it was a well-paying job. At least I was able to get my own food, my own lotions. I could do my own hair. I could move. I could take myself to the restaurant, except the house he was paying for was too over my budget. It was as much as I got paid. So just like I forgot the whole situation, which he was not even apologetic about, we continued to date, and like nothing happened at all. And then later, he even made me move out to a better house than the one I was living in. And then from there, I noticed that if I keep letting this man hurt me, I will not enjoy, I'll become a slave, because I now began to find different messages on his phone. Not that I'm a type of person that checks phones, okay? Because I was about to ask, sis, why are you checking his phone? You want to die of BP? I was about to ask that. Not that I'm a person that checks people's phones, but these were always coincidence where maybe I'm using his phone for something and a message pops up and then I see it. So one time I saw a very disturbing message and I read through it, and then he was talking to a lady that was telling him she enjoyed the sex they had. And so fast forward, I found more messages of the same lady, and then I ended up eating myself up and confronted this lady. She confronted the lady. Okay, did you confront the man first? For you to reach people, me, I'm the type of person who would never confront a lady. I would never confront a lady. Help is needed. Especially for the fact that you said you love all three. You are in love with all three. It's different when you say, no, I love this one more. Would say, do what your heart is telling you. Go for the person that you... But now, you are in love with all three. Already you've built such an empire, I would say. Businesses and everything. And you're afraid you would lose all those things. But this now comes back to the same question. What have you done for yourself on your own? Because it's easy for you to pick the other guys who want to marry you and leave this man because he might maybe just be using you. But then what have you done for yourself? If you've done something for yourself where, even if vasilanara, you are able to still continue. But anyways, the comment section is open. Let's advise our sister. Let's help out our sister. Till the next video. Bye.
Till the next time.
Till next time. Bye.